invents a couple of young hammers for Nebraska.
Yeah, and you take a look at that man on the right there on the top at 125. That's Zeke Moisey, who was the NCAA runner-up a few years ago and surprisingly pinned Thomas Gilman in the NCAA semifinals. Surprised everybody. And a few toss-up matches here at the end of the meet. Be fun to watch.
First matchup there at 157 pounds. He is ranked 4th in the country. The two-time All-American from Prineville, Oregon, Tyler Berger. And he'll wrestle Patrick Spray, the Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin native. Wrestled at Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln High School for legendary coach Louis Bennett. And talk about Tyler Berger, Jim. He wants to get off to a great start this season.
Well, that's what he's doing right here, just driving through on a double leg and just trying to get to the far ankle, coming up into a bear hug and threatening Spray, and gets the takedown.
Took him just 18 seconds, 2 on the board for the Cornhusker.
Coming this way. He wants to come this way. Be ready. Head up.
Tyler Berger, these past couple of summers, great opportunities training with Jordan Burroughs and James Green at the World Championships in Paris and Budapest.
Yeah, that just gives you another layer of confidence when you're just, through osmosis, just being around all those great wrestlers, not only the James Green and Jordan Burroughs, as you mentioned here, but just all the wrestlers on that USA team. That's just been fantastic performance the last couple of years, and that helps do a little bit of positive imprinting for Berger. But as we mentioned in the open, Berger is a guy that got off to a really slow start, and it got off to a slow start, and then it got worse. I mean, if you go back to this meet a year ago, he got beat by Andrew Crone. It was like 11-3.
11-3 was majored by Crone.
And then he ends up turning his season around and taking it all the way. 4th place finish in the conference tournament and a 3rd place finish in the NCAA. It's just showing the grit, determination, and a lot of times you see that from guys, that have the experience and the grind of the season gets a little bit old, but they keep that pilot light on and they're ready for tournament time, and they can open up.
Midway through this first period, there's another shot by Berger looking for a second takedown. He's got it.
Yeah, nice work there, just kind of a misdirection. And Coach Manning mentioned that Berger is really tough in the top position, so look for him, with that 4-point near fall here, looking for some tilt action.
See the Flow Wrestling rankings scroll across the bottom of your screen, and 157 stacked in the Big Ten.
One thing about that you'll find out when watching a Chris Bono coach team is that they know what the opposition is going to do, and they do a great job of scouting, and when you hear them coaching in the corner, they're letting you know exactly what your opponent's going to do. I mean, they really focus on maybe a little more than some programs do about what the opponent's going to do, which side they're going to ride on, when to expect them to go, which side the shot's going to go to. They're constantly scouting the opponent.
You bring up a good point. It's not only the wrestling, but maybe more importantly, or just as importantly, the tactics in a match.
Yeah, and I think that they're very tactical. I mean, that just comes from the knowledge of taking the time, and Chris is one of those guys that has a really good memory for what the opponents are going to do in just about every weight class.
The 16th head coach in Wisconsin Badger wrestling history, taking over for longtime coach Barry Davis. It'll take some time to not see the fiery Barry Davis in that corner for Wisconsin.
Well, we love Barry Davis. I've known Barry since he's been in high school, and he provided a lot of energy and access to the NCAA tournament, and did a great job with a lot of his people. But after 25 years leading the program, not too long ago, they were a 4th place finishing team at the University of Wisconsin, but the decision was made, and it was a great opportunity for Coach Bono, and I certainly wish Barry the best. Just a great guy in our sport, Olympic silver medalist, and longtime coach of the Badgers. So stall warning there. On Spray.
Another leg attack here, short time, 15 seconds. Berger with riding time over a minute. Looking attack on 2 more later in the first. Hard whizzer there from Spray, showing some good flexibility, good defense.
Nice job of limping that arm off and then attacking, getting his laces up and attacking through, keeping his chest up and his hips down.
Those are some killers, Jim. Short time points.
Yeah, take a look at the couple of takedowns that Berger was able to get here. Just a straight drive in, double.
Hey, both of you got one
Was able to lift that arm out. Spray held it. Same thing here. A little more misdirection on this one. One side. Now just actually went straight here to the single, just with the other side. So this is where Berger needs to improve. Even for a guy who's a two-time All-American, getting out quickly, particularly when you're trying to chase some team points.
Recipe for success in Berger. 3 takedowns in that first period. Finished period on top. And as you mentioned, Jim, that quick escape took him 10 seconds, and he'll go back to work on his feet.
You know, one of the things, Shane, I was hearing about the Wisconsin program that, you know, they with their RTC and all, there were a lot of guys working out and kind of going pretty hard, maybe a little bit harder than what they've done in the past. I think a lot of that's just, you know, Coach Bono and Reeder and Matt McDonough right there. You see them in the middle, the national champion from Iowa. Nice little shuck maneuver there. A limp arm after the single leg. But they got after it pretty early in the season. I think not only does Coach Bono want to see you know, his guys compete, but he wants a little bit more, not wait till the middle of the season, not wait till the end of the season to know what he has there. He wants to know right away, are these guys dedicated to wrestling? And you see that with Spray competing in those situations, or he's not giving up easy takedowns.
Here's another look at that takedown from Berger.
Right there, just gathered in there, nice little whip there.
Set, don't lose. On top, Red.
Limp arm to get out of that. It's well timed.
Set.
Yeah, Coach Bono really hit the ground running when he got to Madison. It's been 7-8 months, and he is non-stop attack, hustle, effort, energy. It sums it up well.
Well, and that's what you like to see from the guy right here in Spray. Outmatched against the two-time All-American. Looks like Berger's going to get a stalemate out of this, but you like to see that guy late in the second period, your guy going out there and taking it to the All-American.
And that's a nice job there by Berger, correct, to stay out of danger, Jim?
Yeah.
See Chris Bono in the back, jumping around.
Absolutely excited about what he just saw right there.
Look at the body language from Spray compared to Berger. I know Berger's winning this match 9-3, he's in command, but again, it's how you compete.
Let the fingers go. Let him go.
And I think that's what these hard workouts early. Nice job by Berger with this single leg. Cracked him down here, scooped the near leg, bottom leg.
Second period in a row, Berger scores a takedown in the final 10 seconds of a period.
Last takedown is something that Spray's going to have to get a little bit better at here. Just the straight-on offense right there. Nothing special. And Berger, you know, doing a good job of not getting his ankles tied up. You see a lot of guys will flop over the top there, attack ankles. Berger was moving pretty well once he got in on the leg.
Berger in command, looking for bonus points here at 157 pounds. Last year, Berger lost in the quarters at the NCAA championships to Hayden Heidley of NC State 3-2. And then what does he do? Goes out, gets that next best thing. He wins 4 straight to finish third. Impressive run in Cleveland.
Anybody that finishes third in the NCAA tournament's got a tough path. They got to get their emotions set. And now he's looking to come back and compete and take the best available medal that you can. Berger not getting many angles right now, but he's keeping good low position, and look for him to go off the reach of Spray. Just straight train double.
Lowers his level, blasts right through him, and now injury time.
That's referee's Angel Rivera, just a blast double. I wonder where he timed that. Boom, wow.
Like battering rams.
Oh, like Jordan Burroughs right there. James Green. He's felt enough of that himself, I'm sure. Yeah.
Injury time in college wrestling, 90 seconds.
Yeah, that was just that you can tell that's a hard blow for Spray, and he pops back up to his feet in good shape. A little conversation going on between the officials. Takedown, they're going to give that takedown to Berger. I think that's well called. That's just
get one, Pat.
Optional start.
You hear Chris Bono there, get one, Pat. Give yourself something to build on. Tough task tonight for Patrick Spray of Wisconsin. Another double leg.
And he just gets a little slight angle there, gets Spray stepping into it.
And watch those heads, gentlemen. Watch
Tyler Berger is the type of guy, you give him an opening here, he'll light it up on you physically.
Any small intricacies, Jim, on that double leg that stand out to you?
Yeah, he basically, I think if memory serves me right, he got a little angle right there. Wasn't straightforward in. Not showing it right now, but wouldn't be surprised to see him shuffle to the side a little bit and then just explode in, and Spray gets to a leg.
The hip pressure there from Berger.
Yeah, chest up, hips down. And Nebraska works a lot off of this front headlock position right there. They spend a lot of time, and they want to take the guy back down to the mat, usually and spin around.
Looking for a go behind there.
Still no control, gentlemen.
Good job of competing by Spray.
Tyler Berger improves to 4-0 in this his senior campaign. He'll get the major decision.
Let's go.
Here in front of the Nebraska faithful. And the Cornhuskers strike first, 4-0.
Two times. Go here, turn around.
Alumni night here in Lincoln. Talking to Mark Manning, he expected over 200 alumni here in attendance. They are honoring the 2008 and 2009 Nebraska teams. Both those teams took trophies home at the NCAA championships.
Yeah, it's a good way to get the season started. And got some of your best and a lot of old national champions. And this program, see here the next matchup here, 165. Evan Wick, the All-American, against Isaiah White, who is highly rated almost most of the year. This is a featured matchup here between these two fellas.
Absolutely. This is one I've been licking my chops for all day long. White and Wick, they split last year. White defeated Wick in the duel. Wick came back and beat him at the Big Ten championships.
Unnecessary roughness.
Sorry.
And here's unnecessary roughness, the hands to the face. Your thoughts, Jim? It's gotten a lot of attention early this season.
You know, everybody knows what the rules are, right, at this stage. And, you know, the judgment is for the officials is, you know, it's something that's, they're not even, I like the way they're calling it now, because if they're going to call it this way in the NCAA, you better get right on it right now to make an impression on these athletes so they understand what it's about. Can you make a case for, you know, putting an open hand on a guy's forehead here and then working technique off of that? You know, I've seen it done. It's a pretty good setup, but you better show that you're doing it and not just holding position. And early in a match, it's a tough call, but you know what's going to happen here for us is that it's gotten White going right now, and so instead of two guys kind of waiting around, you call that penalty point, and you get the onus on White. He goes out there and grabs a takedown.
Yes, against red.
2-1. White with the takedown takes the lead.
No.
White ranked 11th in the country.
Stay right here.
Wick number 2.
No, he got the point. He got the point. Green got the point. Green got the point. Set. Top.
Let's go. Let's go.
And the point went to Wick, and you see Mark Manning disagrees.
Well, originally it was called the other way, but you saw real quickly the Angel corrected his call.
2-2, 60 seconds in, good pace here at 165 pounds. White, round of 12 in Cleveland this past March. Good start. He won his first 2 matches before bowing out. And, of course, Wick had that great run to finish 3rd out of Murrieta, California, San Marino High School, where he was a 2-time state placer.
And this is the part here where in the match where White doesn't want to get into too many scrambles here with Wick, because his defense is pretty good. You see that White was kind of went into that leg, but he wasn't really committed to it. Now he's in a little bit better position, chest high, gets the takedown, he gets the crowd a little bit more into it.
And that was the key when White beat Wick last year, scored a couple of big takedowns, and able to do so once again on this Friday night.
Yeah, but you could see in that first situation, he wasn't really ready to get into that takedown. He got snapped down into it and grabbed the leg. And what I like about this match as far as the entertainment value here, now Wick has got to go ahead and put constant pressure on White, and will White be able to go ahead and weather that here because I think he's going to need at least a couple more takedowns here to win this.
45 seconds in the first period. There you see Mark Manning in his 19th season. Kendrick Maple to his left.
In 19 years, he hasn't lost any enthusiasm. And so here's these half shots here from White, just holding position. I think I like that call there by Angel Rivera here with the stalemate.
And anytime you see Coach Manning, I mean, you got to give him credit for that fashion. He rocks that sweater vest as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah. John Smith rocks a pretty nice one here, but it's Smith, Dresser.
See if one of these guys will
Goodale.
Trigger. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. At Rutgers. Final 15 seconds. White on the strength of a couple of takedowns. Up by one late. Couple half shots there. Counterattack from the Cornhusker. And we'll take a 4-3 match in the second period.
You can see the pressure, though, that Wick is putting on the head of the collar tie there of White. So we're early in the season, guys, and this is a situation here where guys may not have their weight under control. Conditioning might be a factor. And
hold, Green. Let's go, Red.
If he looks over to his corner, he's going to see a fired-up coach.
Let's go, Red.
And this is where Evan Wick pays the bills, Jim. This is where he wants to be on top. He's got those long arms. He can cradle, but trying to get more dynamic on top.
It's no place to take a rest if you're Isaiah White. And that's why he's had success against Wick in the past. He's been able to get to his feet very quickly here and get escapes. And go ahead and come up with a kind of a quad pod stand-up, but that was kind of just let it out. You see how he just kind of went down and didn't contest it?
That was one move and down to the belly for White. And this is the last place he wants to be against the Badger Wick. White was a Division II national champion in 2017 for Notre Dame College.
And right here is exactly, that's what's happening there. As you saw you heard the corner basically coaching Wick up, but also looking for that stall call because they knew that White wasn't going to move very much from that position.
Head on the mat. He's going to get dinged again. Got to work up. Get your head off the mat. Chris Bono, you see him in the background. They want another stall call.
Well, they're working the official at this stage, and it's
just a matter of seconds. There it is.
Yeah.
One green.
And right now, and the other thing, too, that's happening is that Isaiah White's got that right ankle just a little high. He'd almost looks like he's going to reach back to that bow and arrow right there. That right ankle a little high. If he reaches back for it right there.
If you're Isaiah White, Jim, what do you do here?
Well, you got to hip down to the right side. You got to get your right hip down and then work it to a position where you can get a little bit more back pressure. Entirely no back pressure in this situation, and he's bailed out by a stalemate call. So Chris Bono understands, all right, that this is Isaiah White's opportunity to go ahead and explode, get to his feet, put this match in his corner.
There's a caution on White on bottom. His first caution. Riding time is now over a minute.
Get two of those.
Two freebies. The third is a point. Big situation right here. 36 seconds. You see a little bit more urgency. He desperately needs an escape, does White, but right back down to his belly. And Wick going right back to work, looking to close the period on top.
Yeah, and White's not even moving forward to get that. You move forward here a little bit, you see that right knee of White's might fall out of that figure four, but he's not doing that. And you see that Wick, geez, it's just all stalling calls right here. Great period by Wick in the top position.
You know, and that is such a game changer. When you are a hammer on top like Wick, it just changes so many things with the tactics of a match.
One thing
you have 3 stall calls.
That's why I felt that White needed to get 2 takedowns here. And it didn't make, you might as well, while you're out there and you're fresh, trying to get him early in the period so you can maybe take this part of Wick's game away. Now he's forced to let him up. All right, and now all of a sudden with riding time, it's a 7-4 match. And so now you need those 2 takedowns just to get a tie.
Took him 2 seconds, and you look at Wick just stalking, moving forward. You see White back on his heels, his feet stuck in the cement. He's out in survival mode out there, Jim.
Really is, and this has been forced by the activity. It's getting White to react to his fakes. Now White back in on a shot. Still in pretty good position here, but notice how he's done driving here. Just drive to get up to his feet, not driving across to go ahead and finish the technique. And with that range and length here, White Wick able to go ahead and cover the head with the hips right there. Now he's coming all the way through, and he's as good as anybody in this position because he likes to roll guys over and take them to their back.
60 seconds left, and now Wick with an opportunity possibly to score. And the Badgers got the takedown. He's now doubling up White 8-4. I really like this patience there, Jim.
Yeah, well, he knows he's got White tired, right? He's got him on, using the efficient, he got him on light drag right there. You don't want to do anything too quickly to run into that explosive power of White. But he just measured him the whole way and collected the points. That's a good point. I mean, he really did take his time getting that technique. And now this is just a statement right here. I'm going to keep you in the bottom position because I dominate you in this position. So the next time that these guys go at it, he's going to put that little seated out that he's not going to allow. Nope, he's going to go ahead and go neutral.
Sure, was just going to bring that point up.
But I don't know if he's going to. Yep, he's going to give him the escape.
You're down, Red. You're down.
The riding time is locked up.
But he gave him the neutral call, but I guess he's...
Head in the way. Head in the way. Low.
One. Neutral.
Takedown.
Yep. Look at this. Look for him. He's going to swim for the head with the right arm, and White felt that and didn't want any part of it here.
Still not going to
period in the top position now.
With that riding time, 12-5. And I think you said it, Jim. Statement in all caps. That was a nice win for Evan Wick here in mid-November.
Hey, Isaiah White's a national, he's a All-American potential all the way. I mean, he's really pretty much picked apart after giving up that early takedown.
The two All-Americans prevail. Berger for the Cornhuskers at 157. Wick and the Badgers answer at 165. Presented by Cliff Keen Athletic. This is Big Ten Wrestling on BTN.
I had the numbers mixed up. Oh, the colors mixed up.
Is presented by Cliff Keen Athletic. Built for life. Such great history, Nebraska wrestling. We turn our attention to 174 pounds, a matchup of ranked wrestlers. Ryan Christensen of Wisconsin and Mikey Labriola, a redshirt freshman. They are excited about him in Nebraska.
Boy, you've been hearing about Labriola for some time now. It seems like he's already into his junior year, but the enthusiasm that this Nebraska coaching staff has for this young man is off the charts. And there's another one-point hand to the face call here. Christensen was given a point there. And this is going to be a huge test here for Labriola because Christensen, journeyman wrestler for the Badgers here, goes out there and wrestles tough, keeps good position, always in great shape, really tough in the top position, whereas Labriola's maybe a little more explosive.
Get him off your head.
Christensen, 25-15 a year ago for Barry Davis, redshirt senior out of Woodinville, Washington, where he was a two-time state champion. Been to the NCAA championships 3 times, and he's a guy, like you said, Jim, looking to establish himself.
He is, and it would be a big opportunity here for him because everybody has that respect for, when you're a redshirt freshman, you come out, you're ranked already 10th in the country, and you've got some respect going into the season.
Labriola out of Easton, PA. Bethlehem Catholic was a 2-time state champion. Impressive redshirt campaign a year ago. He was 18-2. See Christensen there with an underhook on the right side. No score, 1:15 in. Looking forward to this matchup here. This is one that the Badgers need.
And that's a great camera angle here, too, because you can see how square these guys are. Now a little bit of in and out fake there by Labriola because, you feel the power of that mature man across from you here at Christensen. And certainly, you can't really blow through that power right there. You can see him trying to get out of that underhook.
Labriola was 4th at the Midlands last year as a true freshman as Christensen goes back to that underhook.
Yeah, nice little slide-by attempt right there. Christensen walked out of it. again, you see a good angle there. That's how square these athletes are. Nobody's working to get to the corner. Just a little bit of in and out motion there by Labriola. Yep. You see that collar tie really hard there by Christensen. It drops back in, an elbow pass right there. That was really well done.
Danger one!
Dove off of it, but the athletic ability of Labriola gets the takedown on the edge.
Great scramble there by the Cornhusker Labriola. He's got his first lead, 2-1.
Do you see him hop out of that here, how his feet got active? He felt like his, when that elbow was being passed, he really got his feet moving, and just being an athlete out there put him in good position. You could hear the Wisconsin coaching staff, how excited they were coming down on that head and then immediately coming to that elbow pass and following up with a shot. They thought they had him.
Huge 20 seconds, a little bit surprised there. Labriola gives him the escape inside of 25. 2-2.
Moving your feet. Underhook, Garcia. Moving your feet.
Guys are really putting a lot of pressure on each other's heads.
Tough situation. Tough situation here. Win it.
And we'll take
Win the tough position.
the 2-2 score of the second period.
Here's a replay of that. Heavy collar tie here by Christensen, coming down hard, and it passes the elbow. But look at that. He just hopped right out of that. It's like and then got to the edge right there and kept his left foot in and collected the takedown.
Christensen starting period on top, and we talked to Mark Manning, and he wanted to see more effort from Labriola in the top position.
Well, it didn't quite get it there because it looks like Labriola is pretty content to let Christensen get back on his feet. And look for Christensen to get right back to that head and underhook position, stuffing that head. But what I like from Labriola is just the motion. If he doesn't quite like the position he's in, he gets on his horse and starts moving his feet. Right there, driving right through, no points.
Nice double leg, didn't score, but got the crowd into it if nothing else.
Yeah, just driving right through. Let's hear Wisconsin coaching staff talking about circling into him. You don't want to stay straightforward here with a great athlete like Labriola. You're going to find yourself in that freight train double again. No, nice duck to the other side.
Great level change, seeing a variety of attacks.
All set up by the pushing. You just felt the pushing of Christensen. Pushed pretty hard there. Nice job by Christensen coming out. He's experienced in the bottom position. Going to ride him very long. Now that face to shoelace position. Both guys here. You want to just kick out and get your escape if you can.
Good work on top from Labriola. Another big return. 40-second second period.
Those big returns, like you say, mean something here because even though he may just give up the escape, it's just you get a man off of his feet like that, that may be the way you finish your next takedown.
And he takes riding time over a minute. Does Labriola, 10th ranked in the country here at the weight class. Shot there from Christensen, but good counterattack.
Yeah. Christensen holding on to that finishing wrist right there. You see how he's battle right there. Nice job of clearing the wrist. Does he have enough power to take him back to the center of the mat? Yes. Well, no, he caught himself a little bit high. Now Christensen back in on the leg. Short time. Yeah.
Red choice.
Really like the way these guys are going at it.
Red, your choice.
Here's that duck under that side. Just caught Christensen walking in a little high and pushing.
Red, neutral.
Watch Christensen dive back in on that leg. Almost was able to get the takedown himself.
So we are 4-4 here in the third. Big match. We are tied 4-4. Duel began at 1:57. Each team with a major decision.
1:02 of riding time for the Husker.
And this is where Labriola wants to be. He's controlled this match on his feet.
Well, he likes to be here, but, Christensen has made this match enough of a war and working his head. So the question is that will Christensen come at him hard enough with that power, working that head? Does he have anything off of this? He passed the elbow really nicely before. And I think that Labriola would like to be a little bit more free. There it is, right there. Looks like both guys moving their feet. Way to go.
Labriola is slick.
Center!
Good attack there from Christensen.
This is just grinding it out here. He's got an opportunity to go ahead and put himself in great position this match. Will he go ahead and get his legs at re-attack? Well, both guys have not been able to finish on the edge of the mat.
Labriola gets the takedown at the edge. 6-4. His counter attacks have been the difference.
Well, particularly at the edge of the mat. It looked like Christensen had the same thing going for him at the end of the second period, and this time with Labriola, fighting it off pretty well, was able to re-attack. I just love the way the out of bounds is called now. You get these guys an opportunity to go ahead and scramble out. Still plenty of time here for Christensen to get at least a tie in this match. Working, see if the dividends that he's been trying to, right there.
In on the legs, below the, on both ankles.
He's allowed himself to get that far ankle right there tied up. What will he do? Will he push back in? He's got good position. If he cradles him up here, he might get back points.
Nothing. Danger 1, 2.
He's got it there.
Christensen has Labriola in trouble, and the Badgers get a fall. Are you kidding me?
Shane, the stream is more powerful than the rock. The constant pressure that Christensen put in there, putting weight on that head, forced Labriola to probably a bad decision in that counter, and wow.
I believe that happened with 0.4 seconds left.
Yeah, take a look at what Christensen does here. He gets his head up. When you get your head up in the scramble situation, you got a chance. Now he pins that arm back, and he clearly had takedown and back points, so he's going to make
control of mat area on Wisconsin.
Get a really good angle right there from the camera. He was able to readjust and really sink it in and cinch him tight. And Chris Bono is jacked up, bringing some of that jacked up mentality from South Dakota. That's a huge win.
It's not jacked up, it's jump around. He's got I think, a warning for mat control area on the Wisconsin coaching staff, but I think they'll take it.
184 pounds. How do we follow up that last match at 174? Taylor Venz for the Cornhuskers, ranked 3rd in the country at the weight class, and Mason Reinhardt for Wisconsin. Wisconsin now leads it 10-4. Huge swing at 174.
Center!
And Chris Bono was talking about Reinhardt. That's one strong man. And, Taylor Venz, guy that got his season off last year with a lot of falls, so expect some physicality here in this match at 184 pounds.
Move your feet.
That last match was just I talked about the dividends that Ryan Christensen was trying to get rewarded for here by putting that constant pressure on the head. And that tires the man out, and you don't really see it till the last 1 minute, last 30 seconds, but I think it affected some of the decision-making there of Labriola.
Venz was 4th at the Big Ten Championships at Michigan State last March. He was 4th in Cleveland. No score, 150 in this first period. Out of Farmington, Minnesota, Farmington High School. Mason Reinhardt wrestled for Scott Arneson at Merrill High School. There's a shot there from Venz, but caught underneath Reinhardt. Reinhardt is just gritty and tough. Physical, maintains great position, and he'll just battle and fight until the end. Known him a long time. He's a nursing student. Underhook from Venz.
Yeah, he's out of position here. Looks like, well, he's got his head blocking in there, so Reinhardt's got his head in decent position to stay out of that underhook. Now he comes back to the collar tie there. And that's what this group is going to try to do. You see, John Reeder, Chris Bono, they like to go ahead and work heavy hands on somebody's head. They want to go ahead and put that type of work in and make sure that the man is carrying their weight at all times. And really, it can be a great equalizer. Guys of lesser talent can go ahead and stay with guys by putting constant pressure on that head and knowing how to work back inside and keeping their own balance when the guy moves out.
Shot there from the Badger right into the defensive Venz. Venz with that finish last year. Here's a scramble here from Reinhardt. Looked like he had a split second for a go behind, but Venz able to defend.
Yeah, and see, is Reinhardt basically keeping the hips down, all right? There's an opportunity with the follow through, all right? Really has an advantage, but he's got to keep on moving if he's going to get these points, and he does. And, you know, points like this in a tight match between two physical guys where either guy's really kind of showing technical expertise. Points at the end of the period are huge.
Gets the takedown and the ride out. Big difference between 2-0 and 2-1. Wisconsin with momentum here in Lincoln.
Yeah, you know, just great job here by Reinhardt, just staying tough, measuring the shot. And he's chest up. Right there, he almost lost it for a while, but he got his chest back up and his hips down. All right. Felt that reach getting a little bit light, and he ended up going around and collecting the points on the go behind.
Nice job to beat that inside right shoulder.
Yeah, and look for Reinhardt basically to make Venz work in the bottom position here. See how he's kind of coming off to the right side. It's a mat return possibility. He's got the wrist, but you know, that was just a matter, Shane, of just basically choosing sides. And a lot of guys are a little bit weaker in the right position than they are to the left position. So he found a little snug place right there and sagged on him here. And when the nose is over the toes, you always want to go forward with it.
Reinhardt relentless on top. He's not going to give anything easy. He's not one of these guys that's just going to cut guys or give them easy escapes.
Yeah, he could have easily wrestled in the 70s.
His dad Kent wrestled for Wisconsin. Just really tough.
He's holding on to the hip there, right at the hip bone. Now he's going to foul here. So much in following his footwork. Right there. Now he's in the cradle.
Venz has Reinhardt in trouble, center of the mat.
What a turnaround. He's got the 4 points. Now will Venz be able to go ahead and pull that back up?
Still 45 seconds in the period.
Yeah. He's got it tight, though. Look at that grip. That was palm over the top right there. He's got the top hand locked correctly. And he's got that grip tighter if he wants it now. He wants to go for the fall, but now Reinhardt is squared up a little bit. Good riding position. There's the escape. Wow, what a turnaround.
6-3, exactly. Maybe a situation, Jim, where Reinhardt was a little bit too over-aggressive on top. Might have been better just to give him that escape in that situation.
Yeah, well, he's just out there competing. Sometimes that happens. Right there. Yeah, right there at the end.
We'll see if he squeezed it in.
Right there at the end.
You go there.
Let's go ahead and replay here while they go ahead and take a look at this. They're going to both go to the corners here, but let's take a look at it. Moving forward, doing a nice job, just came over the top. And then, you know, that was all Reinhardt basically bringing his knee up to his chin, basically. And take a look at the takedown here by Reinhardt. Yeah, it's just driving right through. Doesn't have it right now, the Wizard, but he limps right out of that. He clearly has weight on the hand, so once that Wizard was limp, so really did a nice job of responding after the 6-point move, Shane.
They're reviewing to see if Reinhardt got that takedown. There you see him talking with Matt McDonough.
Yeah, we'll see the replay. We don't have the advantage of the same view that they have, but clock right there. I don't think he gets it.
I don't think he does either.
Yeah, the Wizard was in after the clock was.
And that clock is just a reference, not 100%, not official. There you see John Rader and Matt McDonough, Chris Bono talking with Mason Reinhardt.
No points.
So the score is 6-3.
So riding time is 33 seconds in favor of the Badger. So
you got one stall call on top.
An escape takedown here for Reinhardt ties it. But I just get the feeling there's going to be more than one takedown in this match.
Good return there from the Cornhusker Venz.
Yeah, he hasn't got his weight quite yet at the hands. Nice little front trip right there into a switch. You want to cover the fingers when you're doing that. A little hand fighting there. Cover the fingers, just run out.
Neutral.
6'4" as Reinhardt goes right back in and jogs back to the center.
Yeah, that break in the action is kind of looking to see which guy you think that would favor, but a little half shot there going in. Vince has done a nice job of burying his ankles in there, so he can't really get at it.
Riding time a non-factor, 2-point match. Third period. Hard snap there from Venz. Half shot from the Badger.
Yeah, when you see a shot like that, you don't see the opponent really try to take advantage of it with either a counter shot. You know that he's kind of maybe checked out into, purely into defensive mode right there. Now, once again, that inside knee is really tight, right, and locked up. And this is going to take a power move, but the referee stops it.
I believe Venz got hit with stalling again. Point to Reinhardt, just a 2-point match. Good early season battle here between these two.
And it's just the escape. So underhook. There.
Was looking for that knee pick again.
Yeah, he almost hit that. Again, Ben's doing a nice job of staying square with him. Then you got to be some sort of single or high crotch, but he's taking territory. You can tell by the way the official is looking here. Nice job right there, driving up, and he came up and sent through. Nice job of Vince. Once again, he steps up with that left leg too close to his chest, and he's got the cradle locked up on him again, and enough to create a stalemate.
Taylor Venz, third ranked in the country, but he got a big test from the Badger Mason Reinhardt, a name to keep an eye on as the season progresses for Wisconsin. Going to be another stalling point for Reinhardt, and we have ourselves a 6-5 match.
On a 6-point move. That was...
Two times.
First match of the Big Ten season here on BTN. A lot of fun in Lincoln. Presented by Cliff Keen Athletic. Big Ten Wrestling. It has been a barn burner. After 4 matches, Wisconsin 8-7. Chris Bona might have to get himself another shirt.
Well, he's sitting down now here, but he got a little excited on that fall, and who wouldn't, and end up giving up a little, sometimes you're coaching, you just lose track of where you are, right? And under those circumstances, it wasn't really part of the action. They got a loss of mat control penalty point.
Hold on, Dylan. Hold on here.
He gets fired up. He wears that passion on his sleeve. All right. 197 pounds. Eric Schultz, ranked top 20 in the country for Nebraska against the true freshman Andrew Salemi for the Badgers.
Inside move there by, again, Nebraska works a lot in this position, that front headlock position, and that's like to drop the shoulder, attack that right knee. If not, he will go behind.
One red.
Schultz was 7th at the Big Ten Championships last season. Qualified for the NCAA Championships, he went 2-2, and he's one of the guys, Jim, that if Nebraska wants to take home a trophy, he'll have to perform for them.
Yeah, he will, and he's already jumped out to 1-0 lead. I guess during the action there, that Salami ended up grabbing the singlet there. Nice job of getting to a corner there off the shot. So there's already been another penalty point issued in his first 5 matches.
Last year, Schultz 20-11 had a solid campaign. Was 27-3 as a redshirt. He was the Nebraska redshirt of the year. State champion as a senior out of Tinley Park, Illinois. Also all-state on the gridiron.
Doing a nice job there. This time he put the head in the hole with the front headlock and attacked the far leg. And did enough to get the takedown on it.
Salemi out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, wrestled at Marquette University High School, was a state runner-up. At 220 pounds, he was wrestling high school just 12 months ago in a situation here, Jim, overmatched. You want to get in, just fight and try to save some team points.
Well, I like what he's doing right here is get double inside ties, working the collar. He's got to, you know, when you find yourself in a bad position, kind of like what we saw Labriola do, when you find yourself in danger, just start moving your feet, right? Just start moving your feet. I mean, you just never know where your natural body balance is going to take you. But it's usually going to put you into a better position than if you just stand there and freeze. So
50 seconds left here in this first period.
Look for Schultz to go ahead and hit that single right there.
Stalling on the Badger.
Yep. This is a situation where he's really got to, you know, Schultz, ranked wrestler going up against the freshman. He's got to go out there, put some points up, work the head. And sometimes just, you know, touch and go. He's way too tied up here. This man allowing it to him to you know, just compete in there as opposed to just dropping and going.
Short time, 20 ticks.
Got that, yeah, allowed that underhook to get out.
If your Schultz want to open this up a little bit. Good fight there from Salemi in the first period. Trails by 2, 3-1.
Yeah, Salemi, you have to think that's a win for him in that period with a 3-1. There's a look at the takedown. Pretty much high crotch, put the head in the hold and the armpit right there, reach across, and just kind of does that with his feet, kind of drives across and gets behind.
Schultz starting period on bottom. Quickly works to his feet, looking for hand control and able to quickly escape. Put on another tally on the board for the Cornhusker. Schultz up now by 3, 4-1.
You can really tell that the the Wisconsin coaching staff has put an emphasis on working the head, because here you got a raw guy in your program right now, and you want to teach him how to compete, teach him how to get inside collar tie on guys. See how I'm talking about the free shot works a little bit better here in this situation for the favored guy. That teaching guys how to compete, working that collar tie, closing the gap. We'll see if Schultz understands what advantage he has here in going from the free tie. Right there. In and out. Bury your tie-ups. Don't get caught in one position too long.
8-3 match halfway through the second period.
Notice how Schultz slows down when the collar tie is applied. You can't quite break free from it as easily.
If you're Salemi, you want to make sure you're not too tall in your stance.
Yeah, but you also want to get your feet moving. Short, choppy steps. His steps are getting a little long right now.
Green stalling.
Another stall call point for Nebraska, 9-3.
Yep, correct call. Again, Schultz is the more dominant wrestler here, but he's got to put the techniques together to show, you know, to put up the points. Certainly wrestling for the team at this point. Right, touch and go. Right, feel yourself getting bogged down against the guy that might be hanging out up there with you. Don't hang in the tie with him. Don't go ear to ear. Basically, touch and go.
Ear to ear, forehead to forehead. Stuff will drive you nuts watching that all day. Here's that last takedown from Schultz.
Pretty much it. Hands got a little quicker. Lower body came along for the ride. Boom. There you go.
Caught him reaching.
Yep.
2 minutes to fight, Angel.
Optional start. Set, don't move. On top, red. Yes, sir.
Optional start here for Schultz. He'll kick away Salemi. 11-4. And as you said before, Jim, situation here, both these guys fighting for their team. And that was a theme that Mark Manning talked about in our conversations, is this season, do it for your teammates.
Well, if you can build that type of culture where they're not just thinking about their own individual effort, but there you go, one more time, just right there. This is going to get a little easier. You know, be spending some film sessions here with Coach Manning, Coach Snyder, and they'll be talking about how you could have, you know, maybe got into this a little bit easier, a little bit quicker.
Red, green, we're going to look
Still
at it.
plenty of time, 1:27. Riding time a non-factor.
And I look at that last takedown.
There you see Coach Manning Brian Snyder, his associate head coach. And let's get another look.
You see what Coach Snyder's doing right there. Just wants some immediate touch, go, all right? That's close to being a takedown. He had that right arm beat. We'll see if they review it and overturn their decision.
Brian Snyder, one of 2 4-time All-Americans at Nebraska.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure. You see Coach Manning there talking about fakes. Well, it's don't need a lot of fakes here, but one and go.
Tomorrow, a great slate of Big Ten football comes your way with 4 games on BTN, including the Badgers against Purdue, plus the Huskers host the Spartans on Fox. See all the action tomorrow on BTN, FS1, and Fox, and of course watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app. Back at it. No points. 14-5. And expect to see that pace heighten from the Cornhusker again with an attack. Defended by Salemi. And if you're Schultz, you want to be in space. You don't want to be here ear to ear.
Well, you know, you really kind of do, all right? You want to be able to slow the guy down a little bit here. You know that's where Schultz is uncomfortable here, and why he's coming in. You might want to go ahead and try to whip him over or look for something big. So you know that at this point in time, it's just trying to make your opponent uncomfortable. That takedown right there extends the lead to 12 points. Look for
something feet, you know, putting him on his back, feet to back, perhaps.
Going to give the
just 43 seconds.
But right there, so no fake, just go.
That's what I was referring to. No need to be ear to ear. Just get on the attacks. He's been scoring, finishing simply. It's been pretty easy. Snatch single, going to score 2 more, pouring it on. 1 more will be a tech fall.
Right there.
And there you have it.
Yeah. Kind of learned late in that match, Shane, how he could be successful here, where his lower body maybe keeps up with his hands. And hand fighting right there. Gets a lot of attacks off, but that's a lot of takedowns here to put 23 points up on the board. College match is pretty good.
Tech fall for Eric Schultz of Nebraska. 5 points for the Cornhuskers. It's the Big Ten opener. You're watching Big Ten Wrestling, presented by Cliff Keen Athletic, built for life. The end coming up next. Grayson and Trent Hilger set to lock up here at heavyweight. Exciting first 5 matches as we begin this second half of wrestling in Lincoln. Shane Sparks, Jim Gibbons here on this Big Ten opening Friday night. Grayson, a redshirt junior out of Colonial Forge High School, Stafford, Virginia, where he was a 2-time state champion. Nice takedown there from Hilger. Trent Hilger is the redshirt freshman, but Chris Bono really likes having this guy at heavyweight.
Likes his athletic ability, and he's built nicely for heavyweight. Nice job here. Just reacted really well here to that duck under attempt by Grayson. Kind of caught the corner on him and just drove him over it. Nice work there by Grayson to get to his feet. That was well done. He's going to just cover the hands. Yeah.
Return from the Badger, and we'll go back to the center.
And in a tight match like this here, Hilger's going to go ahead and try to maybe flatten him out a little bit more, but that's why those mat returns are pretty important. They may not look flashy at the beginning of the match, but you got to, you know, try them to see if you can get your opponent wrestling in his weakness.
There's a caution on the top man. Hilger out of Linden, Michigan. Lake Fenton High School, was a 3-time state champion. Good job. Good roll there, and Hilger stays right with him tight.
I really like the way this big man is wrestling in the bottom position. When he feels the pressure on his hands, notice how he's sliding his knees forward. absorbing that pressure, then he's in a better position to stand up. So a lot of guys will go ahead, he may even pop off the whistle, but he'll take the blow. Caution on the bottom man right there.
There you see the rankings across the bottom. At heavyweight, Big Ten 3, the top 4.
Great way of trying to get out of that spiral. Now he rolls through. Nice job of cutting out there, keeping his hips up. I'm talking about Grayson, the man underneath. You know, and if you're Hilger, you stay in the top position as long as you can. You just never know. If you get that one little chink in the armor, all of a sudden it's just like the water coming through a dike or something like that. It just erodes and explodes here, and that's what he's looking for.
And you speak about it a lot, Jim. Look at it like 10-second ride outs, 15 seconds. Break it down.
Yeah, and usually it's the top man. Nice little mat return. Now this time he was able to get him flat. Now it's a little bit harder to get up when you're flat like that because you can't keep that left pocket, the pocket between the left elbow and the left thigh. That leg comes in, and it's a different amount of calorie expenditure here for the top man than it is for the bottom man. You see that Grayson's already going down.
Cranking away on a power half is Hilger. He has riding time over a minute. Has the wrists trapped underneath. This is now where Grayson wants to be, on his belly with the wrists out.
That's why you've got to teach,
elbows out.
Yeah, you've got to teach wrestling in the bottom position. And I start to show passion in my voice. It's mainly because, you know, at this level right here, you got to be able to teach guys how to get out from their belly, all right? And there's similar techniques that he was using before where he tried to get more back pressure into the man. But see how there's a gap there between the back of Grayson and the waist of Hilger. He's doing everything right. Hilger was just a little bit more solid in the top position. Now he's got that near wrist ride. Really making the top man work, or bottom man work.
Half a minute left in this first period, 2-0, but Hilger with riding time over 2 minutes now in this first period.
And this blew about 50 seconds. Now the leg is back in one more time. Again, didn't close off the pocket between the left elbow and the thigh, and now it's trouble for Grayson.
And it takes so much out of the energy tank on bottom. That is a tough place to be if you're the Cornhusker.
Right elbow out, wrist in. Pretty easy to go ahead and grab that wrist from either side. And Grayson was doing such a great job. That first minute of wrestling there in the bottom position, even though he gave up the takedown, was really solid. You can build off of that with a guy. They're going to go back down again.
I'm surprised by this, Jim.
I'm not. He wants to get. He gets an escape here real quickly from a good start.
Good forward pressure. Slides that leg back in. He goes back to work with the power half.
Yeah, he got that leg in because he kept the left arm straight, okay, and able to create that pocket for that leg to come in. Now Grayson's in a little bit worse position.
Bono wants a stall call. Can't blame him.
Well, he's just getting dominated here, but you know, this is this part in the match where, you know, the coach or whoever decided to go in the down position looks a little bit silly, but I really thought that Grayson could hold his own there, given a new start. But sure wants your guy to keep on working. And
been trying to turn this whole time.
Riding time approaching 3.5, and now looking for some near fall, trying to break that 45-degree angle.
Working the hips really hard.
Just punishing on top. Suffocating ride. Hilger's favorite wrestling moments, wrestled at the Dapper Dan and won in Pennsylvania along with Team USA. Favorite athlete is Tom Brady. And the only thing that scares this guy, Jim, as big and strong as he is, the guy's afraid of spiders. Are you serious? Little spider?
Yeah. Well,
maybe Grayson should have brought some spiders to the party tonight.
Irrational fear.
Looking for a tilt.
Well, when you can ride a big man like that, I mean, you're not afraid of too much of anybody. The other thing, too, notice, Shane, he's on the right-hand side. That's probably you know, you got to get guys on the bottom position to be able to get out from both sides. And sometimes that there's a side that a guy may be a little bit weaker on. And, you know, this match was a little bit more on the feet. Maybe we'd see a little bit more from Grayson. So probably what he's likely to do, given that riding time is already up here to 4:31, he might be... Just doesn't want to give up a reversal here, that's for sure. I'd cut him and see what you can do on the feet.
And if you're Hilger, of course, goes without saying, looking for bonus points. Major decision right now would tie this one up. Good snap there from Hilger. Now going to go in with an attack, but straight on.
Well, you know, one of the things I used to look at a lot with guys is that if you spend a lot of time working that right arm. Okay, so what's he doing on the feet to take advantage of that arm he's just been working over for 4 minutes and 26 seconds?
Go behind.
Just complementary technique, you know, things that you did on the mat to wear a guy out, are you taking advantage of that on the feet? And certainly is here with just getting these constant attacks off.
I'm impressed with the arsenal he's got on his feet.
He's bringing it.
Riding time is wrapped up.
You see Matt McDonough pointing to his head right there. He didn't really quite like that shot that he just kind of took just to dive off the mat, maybe shoot him off the mat. He wasn't going to get the likelihood of getting points off that wasn't great. So inside tie. Just creating more activity here.
This, of course, all being set up by riding him for nearly 5 minutes.
Yeah, watch that. Oh, he's going to bring in both sides there. Now he's hitting. You see Ethan Lezak used that quite a bit there in Minnesota.
Goes back to that power half. Lezak, I believe, this weekend, Jim, wrestles Gross and Fix from Oklahoma State. I believe that's this weekend.
Yeah, he's going to test himself up there at 133 in a big way.
Hilger going to finish another period on top. Riding time over 5 minutes and 20 seconds. It'll be 11-2, a major decision for Hilger. Showing off that Badger W, and after 6 matches, we're tied up at 12.
We got ourselves a meet.
State Farm, a state of success. And there you see how guys in the Big Ten fared at the recent World Championships in Budapest, Hungary. United States a runner-up to Russia. The Magic Man, David Taylor, a world champion out of Penn State. Kyle Snyder, a silver medal. Lost to Sadulayev of Russia. Can't wait to see those guys go at it again. And Jordan Burroughs, we heard from him at the break, a bronze medal, his 7th world medal. Pretty impressive from the Big Ten, Jim.
Really is. Led by Jordan Burroughs, the medalist again, 7-time world medalist. But, you know, you take a look at who's not proud of that group of guys that are representing us right now. Even the guys there that said participant, those are all world medalists. Thomas Gilman, Logan Stieber, James Green, all world medalists here in previous years. You know, USA Wrestling is on an unbelievable roll.
And holding on to his right ankle, Connor Brown. Really looking forward to this battle. There you see a look of concern from Chris Bono. Brown ranked 19th in the country. Moisey from Nebraska ranked 5th in the country. And you can see he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, take a look at that. Looks to be right ankle. Yeah, he just rolled it back over. That's yeah, generally speaking, those are, you know, he's reaching up high on the ankle like that. And, you know, Chris Bono knew it right away. Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if this match continued.
Yeah, and we're not physicians here, but it just didn't look good the way that was rolling back. And he'll have a difficult time putting weight on that. That's what I think it is. And
can't help but think back to when I watch this, Nick Suriano of Penn State against Oklahoma State. That's what it reminds me of a little bit, just the
Yeah, the action there that Brown can't go.
Looks like he's going to try strapping on the headgear.
Yeah.
So because of the injury time, it's choice to Moisey. He'll go on bottom and quickly explodes off the whistle. Roll there into a reversal.
Yeah, it's just, this is not, this time of the season, it's not worth it, right?
Yeah, he's done. They'll shake hands, and Moisey will win by injury default. And that will be 6 for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, they wish him well in his recovery here. It looks like sprained ankle or something. Difficult time putting weight on it.
So with that, 6 points. Nebraska goes back out in front. It's the Big Ten opener here on BTN on this Friday night. It's presented by Cliff King Athletic, built for life. Jim Gibbons back here in Lincoln, Nebraska. There you see the top 20, 10 in the Big Ten, the baddest conference on the planet, Jim.
It really is. And you see a little illustration here. 10 teams ranked in the top 10, and this compares to the other conferences across the country.
133 pounds. It pits Jens Lantz of Wisconsin and Tucker Schommeling for Nebraska. Redshirt freshman in Schommeling and Jens Lantz, redshirt senior from Ellsworth, Wisconsin, quickly in on a single leg. He's a 4-time Wisconsin state champion out of Ellsworth High School. Lantz 0-3 this season, looking for his first win. Schommeling comes in 4-1. Went to Delano High School in Delano, Minnesota. Getting it done on the mat, and a 4.0 GPA was the valedictorian of his high school class.
Move your feet, Jen. Move your feet.
No score, 35 seconds in. 18-12. Nebraska up by 6. Glad to have you here. Our first of many here on Big Ten Network. Going to be another awesome season.
Yeah, 2 guys built very similar here. Longer, lankier guys. Nice little elbow pass right there. You see Lantz. You got to be impressed here so far. You kind of mentioned it. We went to break here, Shane, that you're impressed the way the Wisconsin guys are going out there wrestling. But it's just all in that first, a few seconds of laying hands on the guys. You can just tell they're a little bit more active and they know what they want to accomplish there. And they're not waiting around. They're creating activity like this. Lantz in on the leg. Nice job of Schommeling basically keeping his chest up, his hips down.
Oh, good shot again.
Yeah, comes back to the other side now. He switches off to double. If he can free that ankle and get some pressure on it, right? And when you allow that far ankle like that to go ahead and get captured, you've really, eliminated your chance about thinking about offense. Got a high leg over to the side. Got to elevate that leg. If you can elevate that leg, don't focus on limping out as much as elevating the leg. Put Schommeling in a better position to be able to compete.
No takedown yet.
Now he's got the leg in.
Now he does. There's 2 for Lantz.
Boy, he stayed with that.
Had to work that one. Lantz was 17-15 last season.
Boy, this would be a huge program win. You need to take a look at, these guys have been working hard. They're working for a new coach. They're trying to, get tougher in a lot of different ways. Prove to their new coach that they want to be a part of this program. And you got a guy out here like this going against a ranked athlete and getting the first takedown. And just like what we saw at 74, if you keep the activity high, sometimes the decision-making gets a little bit faulty.
Kind of reminds me, Jim, if you got a 95, 98 mile-an-hour fastball in baseball, you can get away with hanging one from time to time. Keep the activity.
Yeah, pace is more important than score.
2-1 first period. Let's watch Lance as he hunts this one down.
Yeah, seeing the end of it here as he drives him across, and finally he'll get the leg in, right? And more so than anything, I think that Charmelin planted his head on the mat, made it pretty easy to go ahead do that, get that finish.
Charmelin starts second period on bottom. He trails it 2-1. Charmelin working to his feet. 2-2.
Gets up the takedown, but Lance goes right back, catches him in a double leg right there, up to a bear hug. And he's got to go ahead. Guy who keeps his head up once again will win this scramble. Both of those guys are laying their head a little bit low. That was an elevator attempt, but he ends up going ahead and sliding him back through. That if he could get his hips back around and capture that. He's got the arm capture 2-on-1, but he's got to find a way to get his hips back up on top.
Second takedown of the match for Lance.
He gets it.
4-2. And riding time already, Jim, over a minute for the Badger.
And into a cross-body ride. Now he's got the ball and chain hooked up. Not really tight. You want to put that elbow somewhere in the back of the shoulder area. Working the power half.
Charmelin, head buried in the mat, now trying to work up to a base, but again, the elbows are out, the last place you want to be, as he sinks in a half Nelson, does Lance.
Yeah, this is, you're doing push-ups with a guy on your back, Shane. You mentioned those elbows out. You got to get your elbows in, a little more back pressure. Just fighting back.
Lance doing a nice job pinching that near side.
If he can go, again, nose over the toes, so you want to be able to take him forward. He gets up high, go your way.
It's a nice escape there. He was able to kick away inside of 20 seconds. That's a big point. Got ourselves a one-point match.
Big situation for Charmelin. Oh.
If this duel, Jim, is any indication of this conference this year, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, these are guys that are just going out there and giving us a good show. Going out there and pulling it all out there. And Charmelin doesn't look tired to me right now, but when you get that constant pressure in the ties like what Lance has been putting on him here, again, sometimes it affects your decision-making. Not a very well-contested situation there. It didn't break the riding time down. Must feel like he can get it done on the feet, but so far that hasn't been the case.
And if you're Lance, of course, right now, you are looking to put a nail in the coffin, finish strong, get that last takedown, go back to work on top. It's be big for his confidence right now. Jens is a guy who's wrestled at 125. He's wrestled at 133. Just hasn't quite been able to be consistent. But he's got some talent. A lot of talent.
Well,
pace is picked up here in this third period. Snap single.
Yeah, dropped right back into it. You'd like to see him get a little more tighter on that. See that now we're going to get again, face to shoelace scramble. Charmelin really has the advantage here. He's got his head up a little bit. And you got to get up on your hand as high as you can. All right, both guys scrambling back in. You've got to be careful what to get through. And he gets it, and back points.
Here we go. 2 takedown. Wow. And they give him near fall.
Yes.
Yes, they did. 9-3. He's got the riding time locked up. Maybe cut him right here and look for the major. Charmelin wisely dives in on the leg. If nothing else, going to take time off the clock.
Got to be careful not to get turned again. He's going to give up a reversal there. With the bottom leg hooked up. No, he didn't get it.
But him diving in on that leg will keep it to a regular decision. That's a smart move right there to keep it to a regular decision with the riding time 10-3. Lance of Wisconsin gets the W here tonight in Lincoln. 3 more for Wisconsin. Now 18-15.
Our
also a similar scramble that you saw here from that last match here, but Christensen was able to settle back, catch Labriola on his back. Wow. Amazing. And that constant pressure all the way through that match kind of put his opponent into a little bit of a bad decision-making in a scramble there, and was able to catch him and get the fall. Your wrestling takedown of the match.
141 pounds. Tristan Moran for Wisconsin. Christian Miller for Nebraska in place of C.J. Redd. Moran ranked 13th in the country. And Miller with the single leg. Whizzer there from the Badger. Good job to elevate. Good position to score right here. Moran, though, pretty funky, unorthodox style. Does not fit that typical mold of a Chris Bono coach team.
Well, you have to have guys like this in your room. I mean, if you're just going to go ahead and get guys with certain styles in your room, you're never going to be able to go ahead and beat the best teams in the country, because there's a lot of rolling, a lot of funk going on out there, and you got to have guys in your room that can do it. So, and if you're a good coach, you can coach that as well.
Well, one guy that is in that Badger room with the RTC is the funk master himself, the king of funk, Ben Askren.
Yeah, I'd like to have an adult beverage with him sometime. just
Has he called you out on? I thought I saw Ben calling you out on Twitter, Jim. Does he want to beat you up?
No, I don't think so. He wants to beat everybody else up, and he probably will. I'm rooting for him.
Oh, absolutely. He backs it up, no doubt about it. No score, 60 seconds in.
Come on, Tristan.
Moran came over from Oklahoma State, was behind Dean Heil, the two-time national champion for a couple of years, originally from Phoenix, Arizona.
Nice shot right there. Look at Moran with the near side cradle right there. He's got that locked up. That's tight.
Wisconsin looking for 6.
That's tight.
And the lead. Tristan Moran and Wisconsin back out in front.
Tell you what, sometimes it's worth it as an announcer just to lay out.
It all comes down to one more match. Big Ten Wrestling presented by Cliff Keen Athletic. It all comes down to this. 149 pounds, our last match. It's Colin Purrington for the Cornhuskers and Cole Martin for Wisconsin. The Badgers lead at 21-18, and Wisconsin with 2 pins in this duel from Christensen and Moran. So they'd win it on the first criteria.
Martin in on the leg there, but so Purrington is just, all he has to do is get a major, and he'd be the hero of the night here. An exciting dual meet. Boy, this is, this is surprise-filled. Just the situations and everything, and hopefully this last match will be much of the same. We don't know what's going to happen here.
Expect the unexpected. That has been the theme tonight. I'm glad I'm not making predictions on this one. It's gone back and forth. Both teams, the highs, the lows.
Hands on him, Cole!
Cole Martin, red shirt junior out of Lancaster, Wisconsin, where he captured 3 state championships for Brad Sturmer. He's another guy in this Badger lineup that has shown some real signs of popping through. He was 3rd at the Cliff Keen Invite a couple of years ago. 17-14 last year, 19-17 a couple years back. Made the NCAA championships last year.
Let me speak to that for a second, because 17-14, okay, but that's in the Big Ten, right? Where, every weekend you're going up against a great team, and some of these teams have, or some of these, weight classes have 8 guys represented in the top 15 or so. So it's a grind to kind of break yourself through that. So, road trips, everything else. So that record is, kind of to be expected here. So sometimes it's real tough for these journeyman guys kind of work their way through that. But once they get that confidence, they end up doing really well in the tournament.
Good point. No score as we have wrestled nearly 2 minutes in this opening period. Purinton from Banks, Oregon, was a two-time state champion.
Be ready!
Either guy be able to get through that head-hands defense again, ear to ear. There's a nice shot there by Purinton. He's got in on the leg. There's trying to get to the far ankle. Martin kind of spread out pretty well, showing some flexibility. Got the head to the outside. Now he's trying to cut the corner, but Purinton did a nice job of switching to a double and gets the points.
2-0 for the Cornhusker Purinton. Purinton wrestled for the Cornhuskers a couple years ago at the Big Ten Championships. Last year, just under 500. So again, a great opportunity for both these guys.
Yeah, and it's important for Purinton to stay in the top position. Probably not enough time to get an escape takedown. Again,
good return.
Yeah.
Those mat returns are so critical. They're always critical, but especially in these kind of matches. Short time, right-out situations. Back to his feet, and he gives it up with 15 seconds.
Yeah, you got to have a plan when a guy gets up on his feet like that. You got to know which direction you're going to take him, even dropping in on the leg and buying some time. Is it just, you know, the whole duel may depend on it.
This isn't going to be one of those matches where it's, you know, 15-7 and an escape's not a big deal.
All right, there's a shot. Kind of caught Martin by surprise right there. And he was able to go ahead and work himself out. And see how Martin tried to clear his head to the outside, but he was able to answer there with good feel by switching to a double.
Purinton will go on bottom to begin this period. Wisconsin, they'll return home to the field house. This Sunday, they'll wrestle Princeton and Utah Valley. Princeton wrestling at Iowa tonight.
Yeah, Iowa got off to a real big start. Near side cradle here. Purinton in a little bit of trouble. He's got that. He just wants to keep his position there. Locked onto that leg. Now Martin able to clear that leg.
Wants to stay in bounds. He's okay.
Really forcing that near side trailer, and he got him over.
Wisconsin looking for its third pin of this duel.
Boy,
gonna readjust.
If he can get that left leg back over the top and get his belt buckle to the mat, puts a lot more weight on his opponent, that shoulder may come down.
Got him pretty tight. Plenty of time in this second period.
And the nice thing about that cradle, he's got it locked up closer to the neck than he does now. It's really tight. He's got it really tight right now. And when you lock it up close to the head, oh, wow.
And now Purinton's got Martin in trouble.
Boy, this dual meet is true to form. This match is no different. Now he's got him in the turf.
Purinton looking for the pin.
He's got it. He'll get a 4 count out of this. And that makes it 8-5. 8-7, actually, but the clock is a little bit.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Woo. Both these coaches having years taken off their life tonight.
That was a 6-6 exchange, correct?
Believe so. Yeah. I mean, it definitely would have been 6 for Purinton with the reversal and the near fall. Yeah. Score here inside reads 8-5.
But again, we're back to short time here. An opportunity for the guy that keeps his faculties together here, keeps wrestling. Still an opportunity to score points. He's showing 8-5.
This place, a lot of energy.
Yeah. There's the first set of near fall points here. Near side cradle. That's the reversal here by Purinton. But again, scooped the bottom leg up. Was able to go ahead. Get the near side Turk right there. So we're back to live action. Mat returns there by Purinton.
Riding time, a non-factor. 8-5. Purinton has stormed back. For a second, it looked like he was going to get stuck. But then he put Martin on his back.
Yeah, that was a 6-4 exchange. The reversal and back points there for Purrington, and then a 4-point near fall to start the exchange. So, again, Martin, only a takedown behind. Riding time, not a factor. After all that, these guys take a couple, 3 exhales, look at each other and say, what's next?
Comes down to conditioning here with 1:20 left in the third. Half-hearted shot there from Martin. Not much of a setup. Straight on. He's fortunate they're able to recover.
Now remember, if Purrington win, doesn't win the dual meet.
If Purrington wins, Wisconsin would win at 21-21, I believe, because they had the 2 pins.
Yes.
This Nebraska crowd coming to their feet. And we'll reset with 40 seconds. Put your seatbelt on. Time to go for a ride.
Martin on stalk right there. You can see where he's wanting to get to that leg. Now he's going to go ahead and work off an elbow pass. Purrington reacting pretty well to everything. Now he's got a leg opportunity to scramble. Nice job of squaring up. Yep. Chest up, hips down once again. Back into that front headlock position. One more look out there by Martin.
Purrington, he can run for the hills too because he's up by 2. Stall call wouldn't hurt. And Purrington will hang on for the 8-6 decision here at 149 pounds.
That's fine.
That was a blast.
Yeah, 14 points. Both these guys had each other on their backs, and in that second period, 10 points scored, but the reversal and back points by Purrington made the difference.
Wisconsin comes into Lincoln and upsets the Cornhuskers. 21-21 the score. Wisconsin wins on the first criteria. Wisconsin with a pair of pins. That was the difference. We'll be back to Lincoln after this. It's Big Ten Wrestling presented by Cliff Keen Athletic. This one, 21-21. It's going to go to criteria. As I mentioned, Wisconsin gets a couple of pins. And the Badgers 1-0 in the Big Ten. Congratulations to Chris Bono as he picks up his first Big Ten victory. There you see the excitement. And this is one, Jim, he might coach for 30 more years. He might not have a duel like this again.
No, I'm an excited guy. Putting a lot of energy into this Bob Devaney Center. But, you know, his guys just went out there and fought hard the whole time, you know, and you can just tell there's a marked difference and just at this point in the season what they're doing because, as I mentioned, I think Nebraska's a pretty solid team. I think they can collect. My mind hasn't changed with regard to that, but holy cow, for Wisconsin, particularly with what happened at 25 with the injury, coming out here and getting this win is pretty impressive.
He told me what he's most curious to see play out the rest of the season is just how much these guys develop. He goes, you know what? These guys don't know how good they are. We know confidence is everything. And Wisconsin picked up a lot of confidence. Our Cliff Keen Outstanding Wrestler is at 141 pounds for Wisconsin. Tristan Moran gets the first period stick, the second of the night for Wisconsin.
Well, not only was that big in that individual match here, coming around and getting that cradle here, but that's what won the criteria. That was the second fall of the match with the Badgers up by 3.
And we're going to welcome in the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, Chris Bono.